So, yeah, and then one last thing in regards to the caravaning. So when you do caravan and you're going somewhere, don't go directly to the place of whatever the event is. Always go a square before. Chill there, rest up, make sure their needs, make sure they're all rested because the eating is pretty quick, but at least make sure, ideally if they can rest and pretty much have all the food, but having the food synced up. I don't know if there's a mod that you can force them to all eat at some point. If that would be a thing, that'd be awesome. Please let me know. I don't consider that breaking the vanilla gameplay because rest them up and then I'd force them to all eat and then I'd go in and start tanking. So that would be the thing to do. So just don't forget to do that as well. So another very underestimated tool in the book is Neuro Trainers. These are extremely powerful in the beginning of the game. These absolutely help you out. If you can get your hands on these, of course you do. I would highly recommend to give the Neuro Trainers to someone who has two pluses or two fires. They will literally, if they're below 10, let's say if he's a 3 or a 2, he'll jump up to 10 or a 12. I think, or he'll jump up, let's say, from 2 to 10 or from 2 to 12, I think. They'll jump up massively till like the 10 point, and then from there they'll jump up only like 4 levels or 3 levels. Maybe 3 levels, I think 3 or 4 levels after that. But if they have two fires and they're below 10, they'll jump up like crazy. So always prioritize the Neuro Trainers to the ones that have the 2 fires. And they will substantially crank that production up and the quality as well. So that is very, very important. Another thing to keep in mind is after the fights. After the fights, it's always good to go over through all the people's health to make sure in case they lost a body part. So you check them all out, make sure in case they lost a body part, you install the bionic part. And in case if not, if it's a part that you can't find, try to find a replacement. Now the good thing is, in the beginning to keep a stock is lungs and kidneys. That's the only thing that you can't get or create a bionic part. Lungs and kidneys. So lungs and kidneys and liver, I believe. So these 3 things, mainly lungs and kidneys. The liver, I don't see that going to shit. I think it's mainly for alcoholics that have that issue with that. But lungs and kidneys, I see going to shit very, very frequently. So stock those up like crazy. And make sure that they all have bionic parts. Prioritize, of course, the ones that actually have bionic parts with pain. So if they're losing a leg or an arm, I don't care. If they have like a bite scar, for example, here, I can't really hear it. You know, it's 95%. The ones that I'm mainly worried about is the bite scars that have pain, because the pain has a debuff, and those are the ones I'm going to prioritize. That brings me to another point. You're going to get quests. Quests are the ones where you can get these rare items, and it's all about those damn rare items. So one of the rare items is the healer mech serum. This actually heals whatever it is. For sure mods you can produce this, but this is vanilla. So I do the quests that immediately have the healer mech serum or the resurrection. The resurrection, you can bring them back to life, so hence why I have these guys frozen here. These are the guys I want because of their bios. They're really, really damn good. I don't care about what they can do, but they're really damn good. So the moment I get them, I want them fresh, nice and fresh. I'm going to use the resurrector mechs to heal them up, to bring them back to life, and I'm going to try to recruit them. The healer mech serums, I do all the quests for that because I want to heal up any permanent damage that I can't actually fix, mainly to the torso, to the brain, all those ones. And again, I prioritize the ones that actually have pain effects, because those give like debuffs to the people. So I want to get rid of those as quick as possible. And of course, another quest to keep in mind is, I don't know, in the beginning I don't really do them, like I'd say mid-game I do them for the resources, then later on they become completely obsolete. Now all I'm eyeing is just for like rare items. So the mech resurrectors, mech serums, where's it? I want to go one of these. Psychic Emanator. This gives like a buff plus mood in this area. So these I'll like go anywhere, literally anywhere on the map. Wherever these pop up, I'm freaking going. I don't care what they want. And when they do give you the quest to produce stuff, like, I don't know, produce me this, produce me that, produce me this, keep in mind they don't want that in 2 or 3 days. They always have a good time set. I'd say, I don't know, I think it's around 25 days or 20 days. Like, they have quite a big, I don't know if it's fixed, guys. You gotta throw it in the comments below. Like, if they need something, they always give you like a big amount of time to produce whatever they need. So I don't know, give me like 30 shield belts for 2 mech resurrectors or whatever the hell it is, and you accept it. You're worried it'll only be like 3 days. No. They give you like a good amount of time so you can produce it. Again, you should have a decent amount of production, like capacity to produce that at that time. So that'll be something good to keep in mind. So yeah. That's another good trip. Tip. So we're coming in a little bit to the end, a little bit longer. I don't know, I might make a second video with how I deal with all the other attacks. Let me know in case you'd like me to. So kill boxes. One thing to keep in mind, everyone goes crazy, but the caravans show up in front of me. What do? The turrets kill them. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. And then of course they hate me. So the problem is what happens is the turrets are trying to shoot the enemy, and of course friendly fire is the thing. And you do end up killing a few of them. Either your people kill them or your turrets kill, unfortunately, the caravan in front of you. So what you do is you select all the turrets, you put hold fire, you tell your guys to hold fire, you tell all your turrets to hold fire, you let them, I know it's not the most ideal thing, you let them all kill each other. Ideally at that point what I do is either I'm in a position where I have my people hold fire and then I move in only my melee guys to deal with them. And I have my melee guys set up with the thrombo horns, of course, and shield belts. Shield belts is because I have, generally when I get attacked I put the shield belt guys in front with the thrombo horns. So when the long range attacks or the mechanoids are shooting, they hit the shield belt guys. I have like 2 layers of shield belt guys preferably. And then when they get close, the thrombo guys hit him and while my guys are shooting. So, but with the caravans you can do that. Just put everything on hold fire. Let them all kill each other, ideally. You know, and if you kill 1 or 2, so you lose a little bit of reputation, it's not a big deal. You can get that rep back pretty quick, so it should be fine. To get the rep back, we'll get into that a little bit later, but you can, you know, give them stuff, gift them stuff, or you can just load up a pod and just shoot it over to their base and gift them stuff, so that can go up pretty easy as well. Then moving on, storage. So everything is generally on the floor, which is fine, but of course it's ugly. So the moment you can build storage shelves, I know I still have a few things on the floor, but literally at some point everything is going to be in a shelf. Even though the capacity is the same, but it doesn't look ugly. It doesn't have that negative debuff. You know, beauty's 1, but if you see beauty's -7, -14 because it's dirty there. But still, like, items on the floor have a negative, but shelves have a positive. Of course, if you're bored, you can have excellent or legendary shelves to make it look really nice and pretty. That is up to you. But yeah, I'd do that as well. So make sure you got shelves everywhere. All of this is going to be upgraded to shelves. I'm slowly moving in here. This is going to be my tailoring. All of these shelves are going to be there as well. How I make money, again, it depends on what type of people you get, what type of people you get, what type of skills you get. If you get good crafters, you can make it off drugs, you know. Drugs are very good money. Weed, smoke leaf, whatever the hell they call it. I made it off as well of producing the Benzcolin in the beginning because they have a lot in stock and you have only a few, I don't know, 5, 6 spawns in the beginning. So you don't need all of it, but I buy up all their Nutramine, whatever the hell it's called, right? And then I just sell them to them in the beginning. It's a good amount of money. You can make good money manufacturing drugs. You can make good money selling them clothes. Now I realized I make really good money selling them clothes. So I buy literally all their meat, all their clothes, and all the actual leathers as well because I'm out of leathers to produce stuff. And then I send it to them, you know, and then I sell it to them, I mean. So yeah. That's another thing is to deal with the shelves all over the place, and it'll be nice and clean. And then 2 more, and now 2 more final points. It's way a little bit longer. I probably won't be putting it in this video. It'll be too damn long. I'm trying to get as many points in as possible. It is manhunting packs. Now manhunting packs are awesome because they're just like free meat. Again, they are infected with Scaria. Scaria is something you can cure. So you can cure Scaria, but to do that you're going to need to make sure that they have enabled industrial medical, because you're going to need to use the industrial medical to cure Scaria, because Scaria requires, if you go to Scaria, requires 3 medicine. Keep in mind the Scaria, it does say, I don't know if it's a bug or not, the Scaria says success rate 100%, but holy shit, that thing fails like crazy. I don't mind it now. Even I don't mind it because generally when I'm trying to cure infected animals, it's animals with a high amount of meat, because it's all about the meat for me in this game, because I need to keep the lavish meals going. So if it's like, I don't know, an animal with 200 or 300 meat, 250 meat, 300 meat, you know, so even if I spend, I don't know, 3 or 6 or 9 medical things on him, he still costs me whatever, 150, 200. It's still way cheaper than buying that meat for that amount of meat. So, but sooner or later they will get cured, and the moment they cure them, then I slaughter them. Because the thing is, when they die of Scaria, there's a percentage that they immediately rot. This is why when Manhunter packs come in and you kill them, you see them immediately rotting. That is Scaria. So, but half of them don't have it, and half of them do. Half of them, when they die, they don't rot. Half of them, when they die, they do rot. But if you cure it, they don't rot. So the ones, again, that I can are close by, and like when I'm moving forward and tanking them, once my IEDs take them up, I start moving down and start tanking them, and they start coming to me. I start picking them off again, making sure they don't bleed out, get them there, heal them up, and literally just keep curing Scaria. There's a way you can put them, you can still euthanize them, because if they wake up, they'll attack you. They're still angered. So you can keep them euthanized. There's a lot of micromanagement, but I realize it's just a massive headache, and frankly, at that point, either if it's early on in the game, it's too expensive to do that, because you're using your medical, and at this point in the game, it's just, you don't care. So what happens is I go to health, and I literally like queue 20 Scaria surgeries. So either the guy makes it or he doesn't make it, I really don't give a shit. And once in a while you have to check, because unfortunately when you do cure him, it doesn't cancel the queued surgeries, so you just have to come back and make sure. So yeah, you just keep an eye out on that. And that is for the that is for the actual Scaria Manhunter. And finally, and last but not least, is the trading. This is, again, very underrated, but trading is actually very, very important. When you get it up to 100, there's no point to keep it to 100, so don't ever trade with them when it's still 100. Call in the damn traders. Call them in, let those buggers come. I request a trade caravan, and let him come. God damn it, let him come. Now literally what I'm doing is I'm calling him all the time. I'm calling him, I'm trading with him, and the moment, like 75 your allies, right? And I realized I don't need to go out with the caravans that much, because I'm producing enough clothes now, and enough chem fuel from the wood that I have and from whatever, but mainly it's the clothes that I'm selling to them. And so I'm just making way more than enough money to keep it going, because I always gift them. I gift them stuff. So I call them in once, it goes down 15, I call them in again, I call them in again. For example, now I'll call them in again, then it's at 50, and then what I do is at 50, depending on what I have a lot of, I call in the correct caravan, and then I just gift them. So I do the trade of whatever I need to make a shit ton of money, and then I call in the caravan that I need for the next time, and then I gift them stuff. Either that, or you can prepare a caravan to go out and go after them. And in the beginning, I do both. I sort of sync it up, so I don't send out my big caravan, because in the beginning, like I said, I'd go out and buy all the meat, right? And sell all the stuff, because I didn't still have the production to keep gifting them and to keep their caravans coming in. So, but I'd do it in a way that I'd call in their caravans first to reduce their allies, because I know I'd be coming in and I'd be doing massive trades. So I'd get the numbers back up. So I'd get into like 60 or 30, and then I'd do like the jump of 3 and generally 4. What I'd do is I'd go 3, and then I'd like split off. I'd always go like 2 people, and then I'd split off one of them with all the stuff, and then the other guy would go all the way back here. And then depending on if there would be good meat or good items, you know, if it would be meat, then he'd come all the way just back here. And then I could probably send him off, or I could send one caravan here, one caravan here, and one caravan here, with 3 guys with high social trading, and then I'd have literally 3 separate caravans coming back. Because again, you want to get the meat back as quick as possible without it rotting. So that's the way to do it. Keep using them. Keep using the points. No point to have it at 100 and not using the actual allies. Call them in. And in case you're playing or you're in deep shit, call in a favor. Call in military support. Costs 35. It's fine. Use them. Use them. I'm playing Randy at Completely Psychotic, and Randy sometimes has his episodes where he sends in like an attack after an attack while an attack while I'm having a third attack, so he really doesn't give a shit. And I literally call in military support, because they drop in. Sometimes they might drop in right on top of him. It is a bit of a mess, because if they come and attack where your tank box is, they might end up dying. But frankly, in the beginning or beginning late game, beginning mid game, you don't give a shit, because you can always try to get back the reputation, or depending on where the attack is. For example, I don't know, you have a drop, you have a psych ship here, you know, you don't have the people for it. You just don't, but you have the money. So, fuck it. Call in a military support. They'll come in, wake him up, of course, throw in a couple of mortars, wake him up, stop the mortars so they don't destroy it. Yeah, leave him there. Call in a military, they'll come and tank him. They'll come and tank him for you. If they die, all the better. You can recycle all their stuff. Call in another ally for military support. Try to do as much damage as possible. Use them, be smart, use it, and let me know what you guys think. I know it's a little bit longer, probably way more details than expected. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. Now, in regards to the mods that I use, let me show you the mods that I actually use. So the mods that I use, again, show mod designators, of course. Wall lights, I believe that's very practical. For me, it's balanced. It's 10 watts instead of, I think, 30 watts the big light uses, so that's pretty fair. I don't consider that. Smart speed, camera, Ashton, colony manager. Very common stuff. I'm not going to be going into details. This is just so you guys know what I'm using. I still consider this vanilla. This is just, I'd say, fixer-uppers. No job authors, pick up and haul, heat map, deep ore identifier, common sense auto seller, replace, work benchmarks, inventory tab. This is actually very useful on the bottom right. There's a tab called inventory if you're searching for something. Really useful. Blueprints without a question. Oh my god, you gotta love that RPG. I did show you that. Rim HUD, this is what shows all the information and the bleeding, all of that. That's really good. Allow tool, this is perfect. Later on you can't live with, literally I can't play without any of these mods. Build from inventory, common sense, share the load, very very important. They don't pick up one thing and then bugger off without it. Where is my weapon? Again, when they drop it or they die or they pass out, they come back and they pick it up. Run and gun, I consider this a default. Advantages are for both. It's not OP on your end because the AI has it as well. You do have the advantage of kiting because you do have, you know, sort of smarter, but again, that's a different topic we're going to get to very soon. Medical tab, I believe it's very important. Numbers is awesome when you're looking for someone with social and blah 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 blah. That is really nice. Loading in progress. That is really nice. You can put in transports, you can change the stuff, you can drop the stuff as you're doing the actual caravan. Drives you crazy. Change caravan loadout with loading in progress is a must. Work tab is also a must. And level up was really nice in the beginning and now it's just, I don't know if it's annoying or not. I'll probably switch it off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. I did feel like I did want to tell you something else, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, probably one more thing. Back I am. I did forget one. So it is the actual deep drill. So deep drills are, I'd say, mid-late game. It's a must for vanilla Rimworld. And a good trick with this is, of course, I generally have two. I don't want them pissed off, so it's raining on them. So as you notice, I have everything covered except where they are, so they're not in the rain. So they're pretty much happy standing outside and doing this all the time. Literally, you could do this for every single a deep drill that you have, but frankly, not going to be bothered. They can get wet and get that debuff. But what I like to do here is I literally like them to not have that, so I like to build it close by with support. And anyway, so back to the main thing. What I do is I have two drills, fixed drills that I never remove, very close to my woodcutter's table. Again, a stone woodcutter's table. It can be made more efficient, but so far it's fine. But what I do here is I found a limestone chunk and marble chunk. So when you do finish off mining the steel, whatever it is, I actually keep them here. So when I need marble, I switch on marble because marble is weaker than limestone and I can't find granite. So if you do find a granite chunk, my lord, that is like a, keep that drill there. Even put a carpet down so you know where it is in case it gets blown up. And I was trying to like plop it down. I couldn't find a granite chunk, so you can continuously produce granite whenever you need it, because ideally I would have granite and keep producing granite. And yeah, so I switch these on whenever I need it. Now my marble one is just the power's off and my limestone one is on, so I need more limestone because I'm in the process of expanding and I need a lot more limestone. So, and of course I don't want to buy it. Why the hell buy it? It's too damn heavy and I don't want to spend that money on it. Again, this is the type of gameplay that I really wanted, or that I enjoy more, I realized after playing all the mods. You'll understand what I'm saying is because I'm going back in time and this is the future me, and enjoy the future me coming up now.